Hello and welcome to Humanities for Young Scholars at Glasgow Middle School. My name is Mrs. Lafreniere and I am the instructional coach in the Social Studies department. We are super excited to share with you a new course we are offering here for young scholars. So, what this course is, I'm going to read this straight from this slide so you kind of understand what it means when we say humanities. Humanities is a year-long elective course targeting young scholars at Glasgow Middle School. In this course, students create, discuss, and advocate to make our community and world a better place. The teachers act as coaches for your questions and your conversations with each other, and you are asked to think outside of the box about the past and how it impacts our world today. You'll read interesting texts, you'll watch eye-opening video clips, and you'll write your own perspective on events. You will have lots of opportunities to respectfully express your ideas with your peers, teachers, administrators at Glasgow. You are leaders in this building. So here is a little overview of how you do course selection at Glasgow. So you have different options here. You have option one, which is 2 long year electives right here. So you can have one full year elective and another full year elective. And so that is one option if you take this course. Another option you can have is one full year, because humanities is a full year, and then 2 half-year electives. So that's your second option. If you don't take humanities, you can choose this other option where you have 4 half-year electives. So with your counselor, you will be doing a course selection sheet, or maybe you already have, and these are the options you will have to pick for the humanities piece. You'll either pick option 1 or option 2 because humanities is a 1-year-long elective. And then on your course selection sheet, you will check this bottom box right here, Humanities for Young Scholars. So let's talk a little bit more about the course. So just to give you a quick overview, we use an inquiry-based approach, meaning that this course is not product-driven. You're not going to do worksheets and busy work and stuff like that. We make connections to history and the world around us through these advanced thinking routines that we know you are so capable of doing. We debate, we build a community inside our classroom to ensure that all perspectives are heard, and we absolutely love doing lots of projects, thinking outside of the box, and being advocates at Glasgow. So these are some things we like. These are our units. So they're kind of big ideas, and we get lots of ideas from you, but we start off with that unit about identity. What is the difference between having a fixed growth mindset and a growth mindset? And like, how our historians or famous people from the past have fixed or growth mindset? Then we went into a cool geography unit where we use Google Earth to create vacations and explore the world. And then we went into Native Americans, and that was a really fun unit because we had a really fascinating debate on, is Native American sovereignty honored today? And then we go into perspectives of what's the real story of Thanksgiving. So turkeys were not at the first Thanksgiving, I'll give you that. Then we go into colonial America. How did different perspectives influence colonization? And then we do this resistors unit, which the kids really loved, where we learned about different African-American resistors over time. So these are your units I just went over. Quarter 1, quarter 2. Now we're in quarter 3, so we don't have those up yet. So to give you an idea about how the grading works, what this means for the course, there are no tests. We aren't doing multiple choice questions. We're interested in measuring the growth in a creative critical thinker. We look at your ability to ask questions about a topic, share your knowledge with others, communicate with your teachers, and be open-minded. So you guys are young scholars. And as young scholars, It's really exciting because this course gives you access to advanced level coursework, opportunities to think more critically and creatively, access to opportunities to collaborate effectively with others, and then access to opportunities to showcase. We have a very authentic audience, and we have a lot of visitors in our class. This was super cool. So at the beginning of the year, our class had already, after we did our geography unit, had already learned so much about the world around us. And so we started like just going crazy on the whiteboard with a world map and just naming and noticing everything we already knew about the world. And here they are. And now we're going to go back and add to that. And I think there's going to be a lot more. That board is going to be full of new ideas. We do these really fun thinking routines with choice of text and really engaging books. We also like to hear your ideas on what are good books. So here's one example of a thinking routine. We dig into like where we're learning about like all the hidden pieces of Thanksgiving that we don't know about. And we talked about what's the main story, what's the side story, and what's the hidden story. And here are some of our kiddos working with Mrs. Cotter, who's an amazing teacher. And she is actually talking about a current day event and making a connection to how that connected to like some of the tensions we had in the past with some of our historical events, specifically the Revolutionary War. Here, our students, our humanities students this year, were gifted from Library Services with a book called Undefeated. And I don't know if you've ever read this, but it is really an amazing book. And it's a beautiful poetic language that the author uses. It's very powerful, and our kids made a lot of connections to it, and they got to take that home as their very own book. Here are some things that some of the kiddos have said. This is straight from some of the feedback they give. These are things they said about humanities. My favorite part about humanities is learning about all the different perspectives. I love debating and the read alouds. My favorite part about humanities is that even though we are kids, we can still fight for our rights. Thought that was powerful. Be an advocate. I think humanities has helped me become a better listener and collaborator. And then this slide just shows you these are just a few. We've read a lot of books, but like we have a diverse range of books. And I'm going to tell you right now, one of their favorite books so far has been Refugee. And so we really went into this whole story of following different people who have experienced being a refugee. And we just learned so much about the world around us and different perspectives. Here's an example of a activity we've done. This is like we kind of were setting ourselves up to think about tensions, and we did a debate. And this was the scenario. My name is Mrs. Lafreniere. I have 2 teenage daughters. Mrs. Lafreniere wants to put parental controls, and there's an app called Bark on her phone. And what's your stance? So we talked about it. A lot of the kids sided with my daughter and said, no, you can't do that. It's invading my privacy. So we talked about that. And then I told them my perspective. And after I told them my perspective, some of their ideas changed, actually. So then they decided on this like tug of war. We call this a tug of war game. We're not really playing it with like a rope, but we're going up and we're placing where on the continuum do you support? Do you support my daughter? Do you support me? Who holds the power? And whose independence is taken away? And then we make connections to the curriculum with this. So our class did a Wordle, and this is just a word splash of all when the kids in our class describe what humanities is. These are some things that really popped out: respect, history, community, learn, critical, learning, missing, literacy, projects, debate. So if you have any questions about the course, my name is Mrs. Lafreniere, and that is my email. And Mr. Randolph can also answer your questions. He is our advanced academic resource teacher. We really hope you join our class, And we look forward to meeting you at Glasgow next year. Bye.